Ladies and gentlemen, two of the more popular stocks in the entire stock market will not stop bleeding, okay? We're going to talk about Micron stock here today. We're going to talk about Snapchat stock. Both of these stocks are very popular, okay? Micron's one of the most held retail investor names I've seen in a long, long time, and Snapchat shares are held by a lot of younger investors. So I want to talk about both of these. Their bleeding will not stop. These shares continue to go down. We're going to look at what these stocks did today. We're going to look at why these stocks dropped another big leg downward today, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on both of these stocks, if I'm willing to buy either one of these stocks, and at what price I would be willing to buy these stocks at. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get into this, guys. So both of these stocks had very tough days once again, okay? MU fell another 4+% today, and then after hours, I haven't got to see why it's down after hours, but it's down another 1% plus after hours, and that looks legit because if you look at the bid and the ask, they're very close together, so it doesn't look like it's a typo or anything. And then Snapchat shares went down nearly 7% today, okay? Absolutely disgusting day for Snapchat shares. Micron stock is down over 30% in the past 3 months, all right? That is really, really rough. And unfortunately, a lot of Micron shareholders have gotten in with the past, 3 to 6 months as the stock continued to rise. It attracted a lot of names into it, and they have just been, absolutely slaughtered so far. In the past 5 days, this one is down nearly 16%, all right? So Micron just in disaster mode there. Snapchat shares are down well over 30% in the past 3 months, over 32% to be exact. In the past 5 days, this one is down 9%. And if we look here, Snapchat literally today hit its all-time low of $8.90, all right? So it's just a disaster for both of those stocks over the past few months, all right? So now let's get into why Micron stock fell, and then I'll give you my opinion on it, and then we'll look at Snapchat, and I'll give you my opinion on Snapchat. Micron is leading memory-oriented stocks downward in Wednesday's session after another analyst expressed concern about the supply and the demand of the industry. Goldman Sachs analyst Mark Delaney downgraded Micron shares to neutral from buy on Wednesday, warning of lower memory average selling prices, oversupply in NAND, and a more challenging supply and demand balance on the DRAM side, all right? This is a quote from him: "Memory downturns usually last several quarters, and you can see acceleration in price declines as customers delay and wait for lower prices when possible, causing a snowball effect that can lead downturns to be worse than initially anticipated by investors," Delaney wrote. He said the downturn that began in 2015 lasted 6 quarters, with prices falling by 50% from the high point, all right? Delaney's comments come a day after RBC Capital Markets analysts downgraded WDC stock to outperform. In general, there's been a concern about memory stocks in recent weeks. Micron warned of NAND pricing issues at the recent conference. They just did a conference last week. You can check that out on Micron's investor relations page if you're interested in that, okay? Micron, this is a stock right now that is trading at a forward P of 3.6. 3.6. That's one of the lowest forward Ps I've ever seen in a stock that has a market cap, over $10 billion. It's around $50 billion market cap company. I don't believe I've ever seen a forward P that low. That is ridiculous, guys. A 3.6, all right? Micron, this is a stock that back in 2016 was a $10 stock, all right? $9.56 back in May of 2016, all right? So here's kind of my take on Micron, okay? Why are Micron shares continuing to crash? Why are buyers not stepping up to this one? It's at a 3.6p. Like how much cheaper can this stock possibly get? Like, does it go to a 2? Does it go to a 1.4p? Like, this is ridiculous, right? When I look at Micron stock, there's a huge issue I see with the stock, okay? Not necessarily with the company, but with the stock. The issue is fund managers, the big fund managers that have a lot of money to deploy that could really get this stock to go up in a major way, right? They're looking at this stock and they're saying, why do I want to be involved with this stock, and why would I want to buy into these shares? Because they look at this stock and they say, we know memory pricing is falling, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a bull on Micron or you're a bear. In the short term, at least, we're going to see memory pricing falling. That is factual information. That's what we've heard from everybody out there, okay? And even the most bullish people on Micron believe this, all right? So the way fund managers are looking at this is they're saying, these shares might go to $10 or $20 because the stock might just continue to fall. The pricing might get weaker and weaker. There might be way too much supply and not enough demand out there. So we don't want to touch this stock because who wants to jump in a stock in the 40s that maybe a few months from now or maybe a year from now is a $20 stock, or if things got really ugly, it could become a $10 stock again. So that's the way fund managers are looking at this right now. They're saying, why do I even want to get involved with that? It's not worth it, all right? Now, if you're a long shareholder of Micron stock, okay? If you're a long shareholder of Micron stock and you plan on owning this stock for years to come in the future, let's say you plan on holding this for the next 5, 10 years, does it really matter to you if the shares are, let's say, $30 next month or if they're $50 next month? It really doesn't in the end to you as a long shareholder, okay? So anybody that out there that holds Micron shares, I'm sure this could be frustrating for you guys to see your stock continually go down, and with, the numbers have been phenomenal, the company's been doing, the execution has been phenomenal, the PE is ridiculously cheap. I know it can be frustrating, but if you're looking at it and you really believe in Micron shares, let's say you really believe in this company, next 5 to 10 years, you believe, demand for memory is just going to go up and up and up, which it probably will because of, all the growth vectors out there, AI coming. We could talk about self-driving cars, like all that type of stuff, okay? More data centers, all that type of stuff, right? We can say, memory demand out there will continue to probably go up for, decades to come. So if you're a long shareholder of Micron and you're looking at this stock, it can probably be frustrating, but at the same time, can you really be mad at does it really matter if the shares are at $30 or $50 next month? It doesn't. It really doesn't, other than making yourself feel good, right? So that's kind of my take if you're a long shareholder. Now, if you're a short-term trader of Micron stock, I would be worried. Right now, this one's an absolute falling knife, okay? We know things are getting weaker and weaker as far as the pricing, and you never know where these shares can go in the short term. This could be a $30 stock, $20 stock. So if you're trading it short term, there's definitely a lot to be worried about here. It's a falling knife, absolutely. It's if there was an example in the dictionary of what a falling knife is in the stock market, like Micron stock would be that. It's down over 30% in the past 3 months. But on the flip side, if you're a long shareholder, does it matter? Does it really matter where the shares go in the short term? If you really believe in this company for the long term, it is what it is. It's a super low PE stock. Maybe memory pricing falls and they aren't as profitable in 2019 or 2020 as some people thought. Well, maybe 2021, 2022, they pick up. It just depends out there. Micron shares, I'll tell you the price point I would be willing to start buying Micron shares for myself. First, let's talk about Snapchat. So Snapchat stock, has been an absolute disaster, as we talked about. There are a couple reasons why this one continues to fall. Here today, an analyst, Richard Greenfell, he ended up taking his price target on Snapchat shares down to $5. He believes this is going to be a $5 stock, more than 40% below its already depressed share price. He recommends investors sell Snapchat's parent company Snap. He wrote in a report that he is tired of Snapchat's excuses for missing numbers. Greenfeld said he was no longer willing to give management time to figure it out how to make money with Snapchat. Wall Street is increasingly nervous about Snapchat's future because of intense competition from Instagram, as we've talked about many times. All right. Now, just a couple days ago, another top executive at Snapchat left. Okay, so Khan, who is Snapchat's chief strategy officer, announced plans to leave the company according to a regulatory filing on Monday. Khan was a former analyst at Credit Suisse and JP Morgan. He joined Snapchat in 2015. The company said in an SEC filing that Khan will stay on during the intern period and that he was not leaving Snapchat because of any disagreements with executives. But Khan joins a growing list of executives that have bolted from Snapchat in the past year or so. Chief financial officer left in May and was replaced by Tim Stone, a former Amazon executive. Vice president of product Tom Conrad said in January that he was leaving, and Snapchat's engineering guru Stuart Bowes stepped aside in May to join Tesla. All right, Snapchat hasn't had a chief operating officer since Emily White left the company in 2015. They definitely need to get one of those, in my personal opinion there. So, in Micron's case and in Snapchat's case, I would be willing to buy these companies at a certain price, okay? Snapchat shares, I would be willing to take a risk on this one just because it's kind of like a spec stock play. So let's say, I still was planning on maybe putting some more money in Tesla, but Tesla's kind of shot up since I bought, Tesla on Friday. So I would maybe be willing to put that extra Tesla money in Snapchat, but I need this one to fall to $7 or below, okay? So it needs to fall a dramatic amount more for me to say, okay, it's willing to take a risk at this particular price, all right? And I'm not that interested in that one, okay? I'm not even that interested in MU, but I would be willing to probably buy MU. If this one fell to around $30 a share, maybe a little under $30 a share, I would personally be willing to step up and start buying MU shares somewhere around there, okay? That's kind of my view on MU. That's kind of my view on Snapchat there. And not stocks I'm really that interested in. A lot of people have tried to get me to buy MU shares so many times in the comments section, in my private stock market membership group. I've had friends, that are big MU shareholders try to get me to buy this one. I haven't been interested to buy it just because I'm on the camp of who knows where memory pricing's falling. That's the scariest thing. No one knows where the bottom's going to be at. Everybody knows it's going down, just no one knows where the bottom's really going to be. And time's only going to tell where the bottom ends up there, guys. So let me know your opinion on either one of these stocks, Micron, Snapchat. Is there any price you would buy either one of those stocks? Do you already own those stocks? Are you planning on buying more? Do you think they're at a great price here? I would love to hear from you guys down there in that comment section. By the way, if you want a video on my opinion of the Apple launch today, go ahead and check out my other tech channel. It's called Regular Guy Tech, and I posted a video there giving my opinion on Apple products and all that type of stuff that happened today, and as well as what the top selling iPhone, in my opinion, will end up being for Apple this upcoming year. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.